guys, this is the mid-June garden tour. Here we go. These are the Supertunia bubblegum on my deck. Deck's looking good. Lots of plants. This is like a mix of different, this is the new Supertunias in here. I think they're called Tiara Pink, and some more. So let's look at the yard. All my lavender. I think this is Grosso. Hasn't really bloomed yet, but it's getting ready. And I think these are Hidcote. And my David Austin Rose. He's super happy in that pot, so I think we're going to be moving that. Some more pots, nasturtiums. Here's my little white garden. Things are still kind of coming up in the back there. Some vines that are going to be crawling on. And this clematis is doing well. It's an autumn clematis, so it should bloom more towards the end of the summer. And we just finished this pathway. Still needs a little tweaking, but it's coming along. And some more petunias. Can't remember those ones. It might be raspberry something. And the big deal is the greenhouse this year. We added that. Looking good. And we're still working back here to make some beds. We did plant some of these. These are hydrangeas, and I forget the name. They're going to get very, very big. Pinky Winky, that's it. And they're Pinky Winky prime, so they're a little more stronger and sturdy. They're supposed to get about 8 to 10 feet. This is my little, oops, sorry about the sun, wheelbarrow filled with different annuals. And just take a look at the back here. More of the lavender. This is super blue. It's doing really well. These were all planted. The front ones were these are third year, I believe. This is second year for these. Same here. And there's my knockout rose just knocking out. And I forget this one, Estonia? I forget the name of this plant, but it was really pretty. Had lots of blue blooms. Now it's just foliage. Some more lavender. I believe these are phenomenal. They're either sensational or phenomenal. And there's a lot of different things in here. Some vines of clematis that I put in this year. And the lavender lines all the way through the lane. These lavender are Spanish. They aren't hardy in my zone. I'm 7B. But they're pretty for the summer. And this lavender goes all the way down. And again, some more vines. That's a morning glory vine, I believe. And we've got some salvia down there. And this is my sunflower bed. Lots of sunflowers, and I've also got verbena in here this year. It's looking good. I just planted a big one there, but kind of cut it back. So hopefully these sunflowers will come up soon. They're looking pretty good. I think the birds got at some of them. You can see the holes. I didn't put the netting over this year, but I think I'm going to do that in the future because they seem to be getting the seeds. And this is a new annual bed we did for 4th of July, red, white, and blue. This is some salvia and some perennials in here and annuals mixed. And we did put this new blue spruce in this year. And then over there is another garden that's not quite done yet. I'm still working on that. This is a new rose we just put in. It's another David Austin. And I can't remember the name at the moment. It'll come to me. And then we've got our junipers that were put in last fall that are doing really well. This is a new little spruce too. I think it's a Mugo pine. And I planted some of my Rebecca and coneflowers here that I grew from seed. Another Mugo pine. And we put a nice path through the garden this year. This is all new. We've got a lot of peonies back here that I planted. These were all started from a bare root. This one was from a pot. That was bare root, and that one, little one there, is bare root. And then same here, bare root, and then from a pot this year. So they're coming along. And then we did this walkway around the tree here. Couple of, I think these are coneflowers here. And this is a Kinsley's Ghost that I put in this year. It's small, probably won't do much this year, but should take off next year, hoping. And they put in these little buddleias, but they're not doing great, so we'll keep an eye on those. And we've got a mix in here of, we've got some, I think that's not butterfly weed. Monardia, I believe. And we've got a mix of bloom chocolata, some monocloa grasses, some, I can't remember these are called whirling butterflies. And they get those nice white Gara, that's the name. And then back there is a mountain mint that I put in this year that was new. It was literally about a foot tall, and I put it in the ground and it just went crazy. So hopefully that's not going to be too invasive. We'll keep an eye on that. And we've got some zinnia seeds down there, some lavender, and I just put in a pot, a black-eyed Susan vine. So that's coming along. And then we've got a couple of lavender plants in pots here that are doing really well. They seem to be pretty happy. And these are my Sweet Romance lavender, Whole World. These all went in last year. A couple of them died, so I had to replace the two on the end there. But they're doing pretty well. They're so pretty, and they'll bloom all summer on and off. And then these were all from seed. These are some calendula that reseeded, and I grew these from seed too. These are, I believe, Rebecca. And then we've got some more lavender back here. Some of this lavender, this one in a year and a half ago or so, and some of it's doing well. Some of it's like not doing so great back here. I think it doesn't get enough sun over here, so we'll have to tweak that. And these lilies seem to be okay. I grew some of these from seeds, and some I bought and put them in this year. So see how they do. And then we've got the grasses back here. And this is another vine that I picked up at a garden club sale. And it's a, what is it? I forgot. Honeysuckle vine. So hopefully it'll climb and do its thing on there. And then our little path goes around. This area here is kind of a mess right now, so we'll be working on that in the future. And then we've got my little raised bed area that I'm growing some dill and onions, lots of onions. We're doing onions here, and we've got onions, and then on the other side some tomatoes and basil. And then these are Brussels sprouts, which I've never grown before, so we'll see how that goes. And I think the critters are trying to get in here because they keep attacking everything. Some nasturtiums on the end. And we've got carrots, lettuce. The lettuce didn't do great. I think it was cold and it was too hot, and I don't know, the weather's been crazy. And then we've got the sugar snap peas. Those are doing good. They're probably gonna fizzle out soon too. But we've got a few of them off here. And then we've got the herb garden. There's a mixture of oregano and chives, creeping thyme, which I am gonna pull up and kind of split up. It's getting a little carried away. So we're gonna move that. And then this is one of those hardy hibiscus right there that's growing. It seems to be happy. It was not doing good last year in another spot, so I moved it and it seems happier. And then more chives here. And then we did this new pathway here. And look at these eryngium. They are like super happy. And they're doing great. So pretty. Some more lavender, little ones here. And this is snow and summer. Put those in this year. Hopefully they'll spread. I'm hoping a lot of these things will spread. I put in some lantana along the pathway because it's pretty dry here. So we'll see if that takes off. It hasn't been doing too great because of the weather. It's just been so wet and cold, and I don't know, they need heat, so hopefully they'll spring up. And we put some not chrysanthemums, what are those called? Can't think tonight. Anyway, they're looking good. So we'll go down our path. I did put in some thyme, some creeping thyme too, that I'm hoping will move. And then this little area is all seeded with various zinnias and snapdragons, and well, they seem to be coming up little by little. So we'll see if that goes somewhere. And then there's some baby's breath and yarrow. And this is kind of a mixed bed too. I have to finish mulching. We've got Montauk daisies in here around the perimeter, and they don't bloom till late August, September, even October. But there's a hollyhock in the middle and some more Shasta daisies in the middle. I've got a lot of sedum here and some catmint. And then another David Austin rose, which is, this one is called the Pilgrim, and it's a climber. It's doing pretty good. This is the second year for this plant, so we'll see how it does. Put in some new sedum here. And then this Walker's Low catmint is really going crazy. It's huge. So the bees are loving it. And right here is some more, the bunnies kind of nipped at my alliums here. These are the lavender bubbles. They're so pretty. They usually don't bloom till about August too. And then this year I decided to put my dahlias in grow bags, so that way I could overwinter them in the garage, because one of them, this big pot, overwintered in the garage and it came back. So we're going to try that this year, because they will not overwinter in the ground here, and I really don't want to dig them up. So we're trying the grow bags and see how they go. They seem pretty happy where they are, so we'll keep an eye on them. More yarrow, and I've got some hollyhocks back there, some bachelor buttons, and hollyhocks again, yarrow. It's just a mix. The bunny got at my little, I don't know if you can see the edge, but I tried to sow some small bedding zinnias there, and he kind of got at them, so I don't know. We'll see if they come up. And another David Austin rose. This is another climber. Again, it was very small when I put it in. Seems to be pretty happy. It gets only about 3 to 4 hours of sun a day, so I wasn't sure, but this one is Claire Austin and can tolerate some shade, so it's doing pretty good. And this bed we've discussed. This is pretty shady, so I've got lamium and a little bit of some sweet peas. So I don't know how they'll do, but they like a little sun, but it gets hot here quick, so I'm hoping they're going to be okay. And then I've got some other, I think it's helenium. It's like a sunflower type, and some Shasta daisies here. A few snapdragons tucked in, and another hollyhock there. And there's another hollyhock down there. And we've got some more salvia back there. And this feverfew has just went crazy. It reseeded itself from last year, so I just let it alone. It's kind of big, but it's happy. And again, another salvia here. This is the first year for this plant, so it's kind of, it's doing okay. It's doing its thing. And then I've got all of my pot herbs on the deck that I picked from some lemon verbena, rosemary, thyme, some mint, more rosemary over there, and a little strawberry bucket, but I don't know how that's gonna do. That was from last year. And I have a tomato going here. We'll see how that one does. And then I did some zinnias in these pots too. The bunnies seem to be leaving those alone for now. And up in my rocks, which the bunnies don't cross, I have some sunflowers down there and some, I forget the name of those. I love these though. These it was with a C, I think, but I love those. They kind of bloom all summer. They're so pretty. And these are coneflowers that'll be blooming later. Some Russian sage. And I think might be a weed here, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm letting it go. And again, this is the other side with the red, white, and blue annuals in the front. And then I've got some sedum and mums there that came back. Some black-eyed Susans here with the mermaid. And that's a picture of the Spanish lavender on this side. So it's pretty. I think it looks pretty good for first. These are all like first-year plants, so they're doing pretty well. And again, this is my knockout rose, which does amazing every year. It just blooms its head off. And I love this little sedum. This area I put in the Spanish lavender, but it doesn't look very happy. So we're just kind of letting it see if it does its thing. We'll see. And that's it for the backyard tour for tonight. Hope you have a great night.